Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures on what is a very cold morning here. It was -7 very early this morning, got to about -4 about 9 o'clock. I'm just about to hit midday here and it's still about -2, so very cold. Although having said that, I'm here in just my sweatshirt top and well, my little jumper, very woolly, very nice, very warm, and it's got that lovely frisk chill to the air. I do love these winter mornings, but it's not very good for growing in the ground. Everything is absolutely solid. -7, what do you expect? Going to get even colder. Anyway, welcome to the first new programme on Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures 2025. Can you believe it? 2025. And it's no time for sitting still. Now's the time to start sowing those seeds, even in early January, as long as you've got a warm, dry space for those plants. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. So here I am next to two of my water butts. I've actually got 3 or 4 on the allotment. These two and the one just here by the side of my greenhouse, -7, -10 possibly. And well, what happens? Completely and utterly frozen, not only from top, right down the bottom. There is no unfrozen water. Luckily, I've got a car, so I can bring water down to the allotment to be able to water my garlic that is still inside. However, having said that, even in the greenhouse, it's become more of a cold frame. And even the soil in there is a little bit solid within the trays. So they're going to be moved. I'm going to buy some paraffin and get some heat on because they need generous amounts of heat at this time of year to help. Although the garlic does like being outside, and it does like the cold, that gives it that intense flavour. So fingers crossed, they're still growing, they're still happening. But as I say, it's really cold. And when you're out of the sun, actually, the difference between me being over there when I filmed earlier and stood here, it's quite a few degrees less because I wasn't stood in the sunshine here. As I say, this will take at least some really nice warm weather for these solid water butts to, well, melt basically. Now, luckily, none of these, they've got tops and lids, but they're not, so the water when it expands, obviously, because it does when it turns to ice, it's got somewhere to go. Whereas if a lot of people have solid water butts, and that's when your problem starts, because if you've not emptied them, so there's no expansion tank and no expansion within it, you can crack your water butts, and of course when it starts to defrost, you're going to lose all that precious water that you've kept in these water butts over winter. And well, yes, exciting times, but cold. Well, here I am inside my old greenhouse, and even though it's got a protection on it, it's got an old cover over it, because it's the difference inside here is when it gets cold outside, obviously we get a little bit of condensation inside here and things start to drip. It said the minimum temperature last night in here was -6.1, so even inside it's really cold. So imagine what it was like outside last night. Anyway, talking about the future, what can we start doing in January? Well, it's not too much. Tidying up. I've started tidying up. I'm moving things around. That's why it's a bit of a mess in here. It won't be. It's going to be all fully cleared and I'm going to get started. Interestingly, went to a garden centre today, and believe it or not, they've started having sales of, now these seeds I've got to be sown by 2027, so they're long lasting. They were packed in here in 2024, so only just last year, and they've got till 2027. Now these are tomatoes. These ones here, called Mr. Stripey, I think I've grown these before. We can start sowing these just right on the end of January into February. Obviously, if you've got heated space indoors, you could get ahead of the game and get sowing now. I know a lot of people actually do start sowing in December in the house, and so they've got really strong plants by the time it's time to put them out, and they're earlies, so you'll get those, as I said. Now, luckily, sale time was happening, so I've got some seeds. I bought myself some seeds with some Christmas money, which is always very useful. Always a good thing to buy a gardener is some Christmas money or a gardening voucher, because then we can go and get some seeds at reduced prices. I've spoilt myself this year. I've not gone for home brands, I've gone for named brands in the hope that they come and they're more, well, to get more seeds. In this packet, they should have been £2.99, £3, got them for £1.50, you get 30 seeds. So in here, I could potentially have 30 tomato plants. Just imagine the amount of tomatoes you could get. I haven't got 30, enough room for 30 tomato plants, unfortunately. These ones, hopefully, it says it on it, very early crops, so we'll keep an eye out of those. I've also bought some squash, and these are winter early butternut squashes. Again, sowing outdoors, it says. In fact, indoor sowing, do believe it. March to May, so not too long to wait actually with those, which is rather good. Very disappointed last year with my butternut squashes. They just didn't do it at all, but then it was very wet here and it just didn't take. I've got some wonderful lettuce. It says apparently this is Britain's best loved lettuce. It's a Webb's Wonderful, it says here. And again, end of February. It's a dense, crunchy head of high quality. Again, these were, or should have been, there's no price on this one. But again, about £3 down to £1.50. In here though, get 1,000 seeds. So that, I can sow these right from February, right through to the end of July. 1,000 seeds. Imagine how many lettuces we could get off if we get a good, bright summer and not as damp, I hope, as last year. I brought some carrots. Now, these have got an improved resistance. An F1, so it means they're a hybrid. They've been interbred with other carrots to try and prevent carrot fly. And we'll keep our fingers crossed with those. And they're just called Resistor Fly. Isn't that funny? What a strange name. I bought these because I'm going to experiment. Last year I got late blight on my tomatoes, so it means the tomatoes I had got, they're doing really, really well, and then suddenly late in the season they develop the blight, which is not what you want. These say these are resistant to late blight, so we'll fingers crossed. Again, an F1 means they're a hybrid variety, which means possibly I can't save some of the seeds in order to grow on, because they may not grow on. If they do grow on, they could be all shapes, sizes, whatever, depending. So you have to pick your seeds and your plants carefully if you want to develop further on. Extra sweet corn this year, get those in. Fingers crossed we get lots of sweet corn this year. And I bought some lovely sunflowers, and these are double variety. These are called Firefox. A hardy animal, it says, eye-catching double flowers. It looks like it's got a teddy bear middle and some lovely petals on the outside. Or fully double pom-pom flowers, it says. There you go. Upward facing, red brick and golden yellow coloration. So I look forward to those. Interesting. So it's got 2 flushes of flowers as well, so that'll go on. And then I've got a classic meadow mix to get some lovely wild flowers into the allotment to attract all the pollinators into the garden, because you still need the pollinators to come. And well, fingers crossed for all. Now, all of that lot, this big packet should have been £6, so I got those for £3. So actually, half price, not bad. I think it's about £15. In fact, it can't have been, can it? Let's have a look. So what? 3, 6, 9, 12. So about £24. So for £12-ish, I got my next year's supply. What are out already are varieties of potatoes. So you can even go and look if you're not quite sure what you want at the moment. Go and look, have a look at the different, there's masses, there's at least 30 different types of potatoes that you can start putting in now. You've got earlies and then you've got your mids and your lates. Incredible. There was a Caro, which I've grown before, and they were very, very successful. However, that was from one of the big garden centres. I'm going to potter up in the next few days to my little garden centre, run by a family that do a lot of the council work actually around here, and they do all the seed boxes that are around. And they supply really good quality products. A little more expensive than the big garden centres, but you get the quality. And it means they can advise you as well. Not the big garden centres can't, but often nowadays the people that are in the big garden centres don't have the knowledge that a smaller garden centre can provide you. So I often go to my smaller garden centre to get my potatoes because I like to have a chat. I really enjoyed growing those home guard ones last year, and I said I've grown the Caro ones in the past and got masses of potatoes. So maybe I may mix it up and use both of those, or do I just go for one style of potato? The problem is with that is if you get blight in one, you might not get it in another. So we have to weigh and balance all of those things up. I will, however, be choosing a brand new variety of potato. As I said, I'm not sure which it is yet. I look forward to that. Oh, what a choice we have already, and it's only just into January. But time to start planting those seeds or sowing those seeds. Isn't it incredible already? Brilliant. Well, before I go, let's pop over to Wakefield in the UK and to Darren, and such a brilliant contributor to last year. Looking forward to seeing what you grow this year, Darren. and you've posted this lovely picture and you say, look at it, it looks like everybody else's allotment. Well, it certainly does. It's covered in snow, and well, but underneath that snow you've got all your manure ready. It's all ready for next year's growing season. When everything starts to thaw out, I'm sure you'll have a great season ahead. Well, we're not really used to the snow here in the UK. We've not had very much compared to when Canada gets it, and well, good luck over there in Canada. I'm sure you'll defrost at some point, maybe mid-March onwards. And well, thank you to all the contributors from last year. I look forward to seeing what we do this year on our allotments, in our growing areas, spaces, backyards, balconies, wherever you grow, at least attempt to grow something. I say seeds are so cheap at this time of year because of sales. As I always say, if there's too many for you, share with a neighbour, share with a friend, buy a packet of seeds. So if four of you bought one of those packs of seeds at £1.50, what's that, 75 pence, and then half 75 pence, 30 odd pence each for your supply of seeds for next year. Imagine that, you get 2 tomato plants out of that packet for 35 pence and get all of those juicy, delicious tomatoes. Oh, there's nothing better than grow your own. Sometimes it does become expensive, however, it doesn't have to do. Here I am next to my bay leaf and it's survived the cold. I'm going to take some in now because we've just got a brand new air fryer, and apparently I can put this in the air fryer and it will dry it out at very low temperatures. Isn't that exciting? You can see just here we've got our golden raspberry. Bless it, I had cut it back, but it seems to have had a little bit of a burst, and well, it's survived and it's not gone. Well, it's not like burnt. It doesn't look burnt at all from the frosts. But if you do have very delicate flowers or plants, get them covered up, get some fleeces on them, and help them survive this harsh winter. And fingers crossed, I don't want to say the S word, but let's hope I don't have as many of those this coming season. Once again, thanks for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures, and hopefully next time here it might be a little warmer, the snow might have gone, and we can really get our backs into sorting the allotment out and we'll change things around a bit. Ta-ra for now.